Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. We all are aware of what happened on Thursday night in Data Darbar, a very prominent and sacred place in Pakistan, which has a history, hundreds of years of history that never ever has been affected by any of such heinous activities. And it's also another proof of such a failure of our current government, our security system, and the breed that our government, in conjunction with America, Israel, India, and all other enemies of Islamic State, what are they bringing to my country? It's really sad if you look at the number of people that got killed and who got injured. There were 50 on Thursday night, and it's still increasing as 170 are severely injured. And we know pretty much that from a bomb shelling how many people gets affected. And they're not just injured, so they might have, God forbid, have to lose their legs or arms, or especially what effect would they have throughout their life, and how many families they have affected on the whole. The reason I'm making this video is not to talk about any bullshit. What I want to talk about here is the dilemma that we all Pakistanis are facing these days. What kind of political corrupt government we have, what kind of corrupt system we have, and what effect it's giving to the new generation, to the upcoming generation, and how many families it's affecting directly. And it's just a continuous process that's just taking pace day by day. The worst part of this is it's not just a terrorist attack. It's more about a big propaganda that's been going on. If you have been a careful reader of Pakistani news, you know, on Muharram last year what happened. Recently what happened to Ahmadis' worshipping place. And now it happened to Data Darbar. Ahmadis, I don't even call them Pakistanis, honestly. I'm really pissed by these assholes. But being an attack on their country, it hurted me, because as a human, it's a loss. And no one deserves to die without a reason. And but you look how much shouting they were doing. It was all over news, media. They were speaking against that they are being deprived of, they're the one targeted, blah blah blah, throughout the newspapers, international media, going to all agencies and fucking up our image everywhere. They did not speak, they did not give even a single statement when these things happens on mosques. They don't give a fuck to what happened on Muharram al-Haram, when my Shia brothers and sisters died. Now my Sunni brothers and sisters are dead. Anyways, it's not about them. It's about, what I'm trying to say is that if it's a whole chain, each link represent each community member, either they're Christian brothers, they're Hindu brothers, all these people. What's happening here is that we are not supporting each other. We don't care unless it happens to us. Where we get it from? I must thank to our politicians in particular, all the politicians that are currently in the government, and all the politicians that were previously in the government, and all the people who are running this system as an opposition or as a straight government, then the failure of our judicial system. Why I'm saying these things here? If you have a look at what had happened during the last 3 to 4 years, and we all are much aware of there approximately 400 to 500 terrorists have been caught by our police department. The failure of our judicial system here is that not even a single of them have been brought to justice. None of them has been hanged, because the capital punishment of our country, for God's sake, at least is a hanging that person. In Iran, the same shit happened, and they hanged that person right in front of other people to show them, if you do this, this is gonna happen to you. And in Pakistan, sadly, all the alleged terrorists, or the bigger figures of terrorists, small as well, they're just a part of the day-to-day fucking trials, and they get out of it, and they're not being punished at all, and they're found not guilty. Even with the people who are caught with suicide jackets, and government knows this. I mean, judges knows this. I don't understand these big statements that our judicial system is free these days. I don't know what freedom are they referring to. Is it again the political freedom that Nawaz Sharif is talking about? India, Pakistan, and such, Middle East countries have these dilemma that our political leaders, they fuck our countries up, and they play with people's emotion. They don't care about us. They don't care about anyone. And they just come here turn by turn to get their pot out of my country, store it in the Swedish or foreign banks. That's what they're doing, and that's what's happening. And it's a sad story about our people as well. They don't give a fuck, because they like being fucked, honestly. God clearly says that the kind of people you are, I'm gonna put the kind of kings on you. Same thing has happened to us. Where we are, we deserve this, I guess. These sort of political leaders, politicians, we deserve this. Let me bring you to, again, sorry, I was a bit carried away with it. It's a very big topic. It can't be handled, this video. And what thing struck me the most was that on the first day when I was in office, I was reading the newspaper, and I read this sad news. On the first page, I have this open on my screen. I saw the picture, the sad pictures of what happened and all those things, blood everywhere, blah blah blah. And I scrolled down. I want you to see the statements of our politicians, as I've been looking at them for a long time, like Mr. Rahman Malik, our information minister. I don't know who he speaks, whose language he speaks, who gives him what through his arse, I don't know. So what